but so were most security
Hi
companies.
guys, my name is Vidiks. Welcome back to episode 16 of my walkthrough for Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So, previous episode, we ended up right here in the Palisade Bank. In this case, we ended up in the lower floor, inside the office in the corner. However, I decided to start episode 16 at the entrance of the bank in order to make it easier for people trying to find the best way to explore the Palisade Bank, to find it all in a single episode. And so I'm gonna start exploring the bank straight from the beginning, and without further delay, we are gonna start it off by talking with the receptionist.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Palisade. May I help you?
Not sure. Never been to a property bank?
I see. Well, we are the premier secure corporate archive in the world. We offer a number of services, including ultra-secure corporate vaults, as well as executive safes for smaller accounts. Exclusivity, anonymity, and security are the cornerstones and our greatest selling point.
Makes sense that security is a major concern for your clients.
Oh, yes. Everything at Palisade is state-of-the-art. Security measures are audited regularly, and Tavos is a very well-respected private security firm. Would there be anything else?
Okay, so we are gonna ask him a few questions about the bank, and I'm gonna take the opportunity to explain that inside the bank we will find two types of safes. So we will find the executive safes that are divided in two sections, A and B, and the corporate vaults that are lower underground, and there are three of them, each of them belonging to one corporation and requiring a specific keycard to open it. So let's get a little more info in these areas.
Your executive safes are available to anyone?
Well, we do have an exclusive clientele, and the application process is rigorous. Despite this, almost all our safes are currently occupied.
Your client list must be very impressive.
It is. Mostly they are held by executives from our client companies, but some select individuals have been approved as well.
But with the same high security standards, I hope.
Oh, of course. And access to the executive safe room is restricted. Clients must use their assigned personalized keycards to gain entry.
That's all? Sounds a little simple.
It's a little bit more involved. The keycard also switches off all automated security measures within the vault. Lasers and sentries and the like. All very high-tech.
What about the corporate vaults?
How big are the corporate vaults? Doesn't seem like this building would hold that many.
Oh, quite big in fact. We call them container vaults. Like shipping containers. Our storage facility is actually right under our feet. Quite an impressive sight.
Underground, makes sense. Great security feature.
Absolutely. In addition, they are only visited by appointment and require the use of a client's keycard to access.
Okay, so like I was saying, corporate vaults require a specific keycard, and there are only three of them. We already have two of the keycards for the three vaults. We already have the keycard for Tarvis Security, the Tarvis Vault keycard. We also have the Picus Vault keycard from Picus Network. All we're missing is the Tai Young Medical Vault keycard, and that keycard we will only find further ahead while doing another quest. So For now, let's just end the conversation with this receptionist.
So this is a data haven.
Well, we don't use that term here, but yes. We archive highly sensitive materials and documents for some of the most powerful businesses and people in the world. No worries about corporate espionage here.
Or government subpoenas.
Our international clientele do tend to disagree with the stance of their local governments as it pertains to corporate rights, let's say.
So they take advantage of this country's more pro-business legislation.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it, if you were a cynic. I prefer to think that our clients shouldn't have to deal with small-minded anti-capitalist bureaucracies if they can avoid it.
Okay, in the end of the conversation, we can ask to see an account manager. However, for now, it's not possible.
I think I'd like to see the account manager.
I'm sorry, Mr. Romanek is unavailable at the moment.
Upon returning later, after advancing a little more in the main quest, in the main story, we'll be able to return here and again request for an account manager, and at that point we'll be able to meet with one.
Thanks for the information.
In this case, we would be sent to talk with Thomas Romanek, but because I don't want to wait until my return, I'm gonna use a multi-tool and using invisibility, I'm gonna open this door, crouch, get in, close the door, and now I can explore this office a little better, pick up all this loot, and also the Palisade elevator keycard that will allow me to use the elevator to go to the upper floor and the lower floor. The lower floor is accessible to anyone, but the upper floor is restricted, and this keycard will come handy if you want to use the elevator to go upstairs to the CEO's office. We can also pick up this pocket secretary with the code for a safe in the lower floor inside the B wing for the executive safes, and using smart vision we will also see a safe in here. To get to it, we'll need to press this button and hack this terminal to be able to open the safe.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Inside, we'll find the Executive Locker B keycard. This is the keycard that opens the B wing for the executive lockers. Inside the B wing, there are several individual safes, and after we do this, we can go back out, since there's nothing else to pick up in here. Using the same technique, going invisible, open the door, go out, and you're good to go. Don't forget to read this ebook. Part 3, The Fall of Bell Tower. In this ground floor, there is also the security supervisor office, Daniel Janesek. Also, the executive boardroom, the elevator that we can only use with the keycard we found, and in this corner, the security room. Now, to continue our exploration, we are gonna go down one floor. Before that, just let me show you this entrance to the corporate vaults. So, that vent over there to the left would allow you to go straight to the CEO's office, and to the right there's also a hidden passage that takes you to the upper floor security room. But because I want to explore the bank some more, I'm not gonna just go straight for that vent, and like I was saying, I'm gonna go down one floor. You can, however, go near the door to hear what the guard has to say.
I'm sorry, sir. The VIP vaults are only accessed by appointment, and there are no appointments scheduled.
You need an appointment to access your own vault?
For the corporate vaults, yes. This allows time for preloading your container into the viewing area. You also need your personalized keycard.
Thanks for the information.
Okay, so going down one floor, we are gonna go back to the same room, the same office where we finished the previous episode, and that is straight ahead in this corner. To get in, if you remember, we need to go to the door, hack the keypad to be able to enter. So that's what we are about to do.
Access granted.
And we are gonna keep crouching because noise also attracts security, and we don't want to risk being heard by the guard outside. Now, in the desk, we can read this ebook, Palisade, Clients and Services. We have, again, the Palisade elevator keycard. We already have it. We can pick up the usual loot. And in the coffee table, there is this pocket secretary with another code for Lodek, which seems to be a former employee that is not returning. He went on a leave, but seems like they are not counting him to return. And using smart vision, we will find another safe, just like in the previous office. Just the same, we will find a button underneath the desk that opens a panel, and again, this time we can use the code that we found in the pocket secretary we just found in the coffee table. Inside, there's a credit chip and executive locker A keycard. So the keycard to access A wing for the executive safes. Don't forget to whack the computer.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Inside, 3 emails where we will learn that although Woodleck went on a leave, is actually being sent away, and some more info and lore on the Palisade Bank businesses. We will also find the messenger, and a security officer will immediately contact us because Woodleck is supposed to be on leave. We are gonna say that we are just coming here to clean up our things. And he will leave us be alone. However, we are gonna take the opportunity to ask him for a travel permit that supposedly it's inside the Executive Vault B room. He asks us if we ask the boss about it. Let's tell him we did, and the boss told us to ask him. That will throw him off guard, and he will give us the code for the vault inside, for the security vault inside the B wing of the executive safes. The code is 1110. Take care of yourself, Mr. Lodek. With that done, we are gonna use the vent that we saw in the end of the previous episode, right here behind the copy machine. And through this vent, we need to go over this pipe to turn off the electricity. That way, we'll be able to get to the elevator shaft and find connections to a lot of the places we need to go. So, below us, in that vent, there is a passage to executive safes B wing. I can show you, even though I'm not going to use it. So that ends to the right, but to the left. This would get us inside B wing for the executive safes. However, I'm not going to use this passage since I already have the keycards to enter it normally. And instead, going back to the elevator shaft, I'm gonna go up these stairs and enter this vent straight ahead. Inside this little room, we will find a couple of vents. The first one, we are gonna leave it alone for now, but the second one to the left will get us inside the security room in the corner of the ground floor. So, to take that guard out of the way, I'm gonna use my faithful rifle, my tranquilizer rifle. And after I put him out, go invisible and go straight for this button to turn the windows not transparent. So, just to be safe, I'm gonna drag this body over here behind the furniture, and searching the body, we will find a pocket secretary with the code for the security computer. Here we go. And also, in here, there is another pocket secretary, this time with the ID for Daniel Janicek, the security supervisor. This code will also come handy. Let's search as usual all the containers in the room.
Especially in the wake of the AUG incident, where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentations. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent.
And
This
also
escalation of violence and rhetoric has only
use the
widened gap
password
and polarized the dialogue on both sides
to
of the
enter
nation.
the security
We'll be
computer.
watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you live from Picus.
They may have batteries, but we've got this. Ashanti Entertainment. For all you need,
And turn off
Ashanti.
all the cameras and all the lasers.
In yet another augmented terror attack,
I cannot touch the robots and turrets yet.
451 were killed.
I'm not that upgraded yet,
Passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and
but
ruthlessly butchered
what I
the
did
crew.
should be enough to make it a little easier.
Black box recorder suggests that the man may have been
With
set
this
to
done,
to the
let's go back through the same vent.
day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the
And now, let's see the first vent we left behind. And this vent will get us next to the elevator on the ground floor. The elevator, there's the entrance, the elevator between the executive boardroom and security supervisor office. And this is the ground floor. We have already been inside that office. Was the very first one we opened. We were just inside this security room. So now that we have turned off the camera, let's go invisible, open this door, close it real quick, and pick up this pocket secretary for one more code.
After Dr. Talus Rucker, leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition, took up residence in the neighboring Udalet complex. Dr. Rucker claims his organization is...
And after that, let's go back into the vent we came out. And back into the elevator shaft. And now we are gonna enter that other vent in the opposite side. To get to Daniel Janesek, the security supervisor office. There is only one way. This path to the right is a dead end. So, all the way to the end, there's this back room. And through the observation grid, we'll see the security office for Daniel Janesek, and we can use this vent to get in. As usual, pick up all the loot you can find. Using smart vision will allow you to see that there is no safes in this office. But we can go to the computer and check these 3 emails, and again go to the messenger and have a little conversation with Tarvo Security. So let's make up a story about a new technician that needs to take a look at the servers and ask him to shut down security in the 3rd floor where the CEO's office is. He will ask us if the boss, Mr. Oshiro, has approved this. Let's tell him he did. And he is gonna ask us for our ID number. Our, in this case, Daniel Janesek's security ID number. And we only have that ID number because we went to the security room first. We found his ID number in one of the 2 pocket secretaries we found in there. So let's give him the ID number. Okay, security measures are now deactivated. And let's go back into the vent and straight to the elevator shaft again. And this time, let's get the elevator to come down one floor by using this wireless box. And jump over the elevator. And then over the next platform. This will get us to the upper floor. And going through this vent, move to the left. To the right, it's a dead end. So, to the left, we will find another back room. And in here, there are 3 vents, besides the one we used to get in. So, one to the left, one to the right, and one straight ahead. So, first of all, we can take these boxes out of the way. And we'll be able to see the CEO's office straight ahead. But also, inside that area, there are a couple of guards. But for now, let's check the other vents. The one straight ahead is just a small vent to go to the other side of this wall. In the other side will be in the middle of the 3rd floor with a lot of guards and cameras. Sure, you can use invisibility to go out through here, but there are certainly better ways. Now, the vent to the right is a little more tricky. It's got a technician inside that would certainly sound the alarm if he sees us. So we are gonna wait for the right moment to get in. And inside here, before doing anything else, let's turn the windows blind. And now, let's put this guy out. Without killing him, of course. Next, let's drag his body, just to be sure, a little more out of the way. Like I said in the beginning, don't leave the bodies where they fall. In this case, I'm just gonna drag him behind this cabinet. And the reason I came here is because this room is full of loot. Again, the Palisade elevator keycard, the 3rd one we find. a lot of hacking softwares, sellable items, and credits. Also a biocell in here, and a computer, another sellable item in here, and a computer that we can hack.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
3 emails inside with some lore, and if we wanted to explore this 3rd floor properly, the best way would be to go out this door and straight to the right across these bathrooms and to the boardroom, where we can wait it out for a little while, recover some energy. We need to take care of a technician inside, but not a big deal. And then go back through here. These are the stairs down there. Go back down. We don't want to go there. But going through here, we'd be able to enter the employee lounge. It should have the lasers deactivated after all we've done. And from the employee lounge, we also would be able to enter the monitoring center, where a few more guards are. And from here, through these stairs, we will find a vent that would take us to the CEO's office. If you remember, I showed you that vent right in the beginning of this episode when I showed you the passage to the corporate vaults. So through here we could get through there, but it's a lot of work to get to a vent. We could go straight from the lower floor. However, it would allow us to explore these other rooms. But there's nothing special in here worth going all the way out just to see what's there. So I'm gonna turn back and go back into the vent. And now I'm gonna use a couple of biocells to put my energy to max, turn on invisibility, and go straight for the CEO's office.
I'm going to check that out.
Stay true.
Don't worry about the guards investigating the open door. They will not come here.
Let's head back.
Confirm.
Just glue yourself to this wall and you should be fine, because guards won't come up here and the camera also can't catch you in this place. So let's just rest for a little while to recover energy. Inside, it's the CEO's office. Inside the CEO's office, there is a hidden room where the evidence is. And there are actually 2 vents that can take you inside the CEO's office. One of them will take you straight to the other side of this door, and the second vent will take you actually inside the hidden room. Both of those vents are the same one, so to speak, so they are connected, and they are both accessed by the vent I showed you earlier next to the corporate vault's elevator. So now that we have some energy back, let's activate invisibility and hack this keypad.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
And enter the office. The camera will sound the alarm if it sees the door being opened, but
Waypoint clear.
only for a few seconds. Doesn't actually activate the alarm, just turns yellow, which means it's investigating, but then will turn back white. This time, not even that happened, but at worst, that's what will happen. And now, because the door is open, you need to be careful while exploring to make sure the camera doesn't catch you in that little bit over there. We are gonna explore this CEO's office to pick up all the loot. We can also hack the security computer.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Moving to next waypoint. Confirmed.
Access granted.
And turn off all the cameras in the area, the lasers if you haven't already, and also the alarm panels to make sure no guard will be able to sound the alarm if he wants to.
Confirmed. And confirmed.
Also hack the computer itself. It's a little harder.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Waypoint clear. Confirmed. Updated. As you want.
Access granted.
And inside, 3 emails. One of them will give you a lead on how to get in the Eden room. That stupid sculpture. There is indeed a stupid sculpture in here. We will investigate it shortly.
Confirmed.
Before that, let's check this other desk.
Injured yesterday when bombs exploded inside Ruzika train station. I do not need to remind you folks that this is the
And
third such attack is
hack
being
this
planned
other
in
computer.
all of them occurring after Dr. Talis Rucker, leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition,
Anomaly detected.
residents in the neighboring
Trace program initiated.
Dr. Rucker claims his organization is peaceful and merely seeks to ensure the rights of the augmented in a world that has turned against them. But with the United Nations set to debate the human restoration
Access
Act in
granted.
5 weeks, could the good doctor
Another email inside.
your guess is as good as mine.
Again, telling us that Woodlack has taken a sudden extended leave of absence,
From Picus. Picus News.
meaning
The
he's not
global,
returning.
fair, unbiased,
And finally,
reporting.
be careful with that camera. I'm just gonna show you
Here are
the
top
vent
stories.
we could have used to get in here.
Security active.
In the
Confirmed.
hands of irresponsible
So,
journalists,
As you
it
want.
can be.
Up here,
Websites and
behind the
radio
TV
stations
screen,
continue to praise the Juggernaut Collective,
there is
an
a
elusive
vent,
group of vigilante hackers for exposing big money corruption.
and inside a vent,
Overlook, however, the damage these hackers leave in their wake.
we would be able
Collective shut down London's traffic grid.
to get below. As you can see, this vent, we could have used it to get to the CEO's office straight from the ground floor, like I showed you, using that vent on the wall.
I think I heard something. Cover my post.
Make sure you're not seen. Anyway, as you can see, there is actually a straight path to the CEO's office. There is also, in this room up here, another vent that in turn would take you directly inside the hidden room, where the evidence is. However, I just want to show you how to open that hidden room from this side.
Individuals who fail to comply will be arrested and
And
relocated to designated
like the email was saying,
safety is the primary concern, especially in the wake
the
of
sculpture
incident, where millions
we
of
need
people lost their lives due to
to make
malfunctioning augmentations.
the pieces connect
Opponents of the
properly.
legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you.
Moving to next
live
waypoint.
from
Confirm.
Picus.
Confirm. As you were.
But we got this. Ashanti energy for all you need to get through the day. Ashanti.
In yet another augmented terror attack,
Quiet.
251 passengers
Check
aboard
updated.
Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed. When an augmented passenger
Okay.
broke into the plane's cockpit
And
and ruthlessly butchered its
that
guests.
way we can
Videos
get
recovered from the
to
Black
the
Box
hidden room,
recorder suggest that the man may have been
and
flashbacks
there
to the
is
Prague
the
incident.
vent I was
Horrible
talking
19
about
years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a
that
psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest
will take you to that little room below, right here. But for now, let's explore the hidden room in the CEO's office.
And we at Palisade
And up here,
have made
we can see a safe in the wall.
hide within the walls of Palisade Property Bank. Is
There's
beyond the legal
also
jurisdiction
an
of the
hologram
Assured
with
and
what seems to be the plans
Palisade Bank
for
Corporation
the
is
Palisade
and
blades.
will be the best secure corporate archiving company.
Also a pocket secretary
around the clock.
with another code to avoid any issues with client perspectives on backup policies. I think we should consider moving some of the more critical files into special storage. And I changed the code myself to 1293, so I hope you check your messages before you access the locker.
Around the world. Picus News.
Also a
Always
breach
watching,
software,
because you are always
an ebook we can read, Palisade, Property and Data Protection,
turning now to Prague. A
and
city
finally
in the wake of a devastating
we
terror
can go
attack.
to the
Dozens
stash,
killed and hundreds more injured
to the
yesterday.
terminal,
Bombs exploded inside Rizika train station.
hack the
I would like
terminal,
to remind you folks
and
that this is the third such attack to strike Prague in 6 months. All of them occurring after Dr.
get
Tavistock,
the evidence
leader of the Augmented
we
Life
need
Coalition, took up
to
residence
give
in
Kay.
the
Anomaly detected. Access
Dr.
granted.
claims his organization is peaceful and merely seeks to ensure the rights of the augmented in a world
Let's
that
unlock the
disregards
safe.
them. But with the United Nations set to debate the
And
Human Rights
inside
Act in a
we
matter of
have
weeks,
a triangle code,
be changing his tune. Your
a credit chip,
This is Eliza
a
Kazan,
Praxis kit,
reporting to you live.
and
Picus.
Flight 451 dossier, which has evidence that Picus knew the plane crash was caused by testing that was being done in a secret military facility and not some crazy augmented terrorist attack like they've been playing. So, to complete the quest Samizdat, we need to give this info to Kay.
Is freedom of the press a threat to our freedom? In the hands of irresponsible
We have 4 Praxis points to spend.
underground websites and radio stations continue to praise.
I'm gonna use 2 of them to activate the social enhancer, because we will soon start needing to use it, and we'll see about the other 2 in a second. And then, to go back down, we can use this vent like we just saw. And we are home free. We have the evidence we need, so we are good to go. However, I also want to show you the executive safes. So, since we already have both keycards for A and B wing, we can use those to open both these doors that give access to the executive safes. There's also another way to open these doors, especially this early on in our first visit to the bank. This door is still unlocked, so you can just use invisibility to get in and go straight to this computer to unlock both doors for the executive safes. There is also inside that gun cabinet and that vent that will take you straight into one of the server rooms inside the B wing. So I'm actually going to do it, but not to get in the executive safes. Actually, it's more to pick up these items. And we already have the password for this computer. Robots and turrets I cannot use, but I could use this last entry to open both doors for the executive safes, B wing and A wing. Like I said before, I'm not going to do it. I have the key cards, no need to do this, but I'm gonna take the opportunity to show you this vent that can take you. It's the only path available. That other, it's a dead end. So, like I was saying, we'll take you into one of the server rooms inside the B wing, as you can see in here. So this is the B wing for the executive safes. In this terminal we can turn off the lasers, but the camera would still be working. It's another way to get in here. We didn't actually need it since we have the keycards. So going back all the way, I'm just gonna use the keycards to enter both areas. So first to this side, B wing. Inside, the green safes are empty and unlocked. And in the B wing we have 1, 2, 3 occupied safes. We have the codes for 2 of them. 0, 3, 1, 0 to find some Praxis. And six, 6, 4, 1 to find some credits. This other one, we don't have the code, and we don't have enough level to whack it yet. In this area, there is also server room A. We've already been there. I think.
Of course it's easier. That's what attracted Palisade, right? Our
Yeah.
privacy laws are full of
And also, there is a security room hidden inside here.
Well, I was here during that time.
To the other side,
Reforms were enacted mostly to attract corporations. And it worked.
A wing. There are 4 safes, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4 safes, and we don't have the codes or the ability to open any one of them, I think. We will have to scavenge a little more in the city and throughout the game to find other codes, or even when I upgrade the hacking capacities to higher levels to open these safes. And again, there is also server room A and server room B, and again a security room hidden back here. Now, to get to this security room, we can access it through a vent inside server room B. In server room A, there is very little, but we can check it. By hacking the camera first, so that we can hack the keypad without being detected.
Anomaly detected. Trace program in access granted.
And inside server room A, like I said, there's nothing special, but we can open this door and pick up another racking software. Breaking this wall would have allowed us to get in the executive safes coming from the sewers, but I suspect it would also start the alarms because it would make a lot of noise. The terminal, as usual, allows to turn off the lasers, and in server room B, again, we need to hack the camera first to make sure we are not detected. And then we can hack this keypad.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
And get in server room B inside hacking software, sellable item, and pocket secretary with another code for the room full of gas that we could see behind the walls, I suppose next to server room A. And there is also that vent up here that will take us to this back room, and from here we can use these stairs to find another passage that would let us get to that area from the stairs to the third floor. So this is the ground floor, and these are some of the stairways that take to the upper floor. So there's also this vent right here that we could use to get where we were. This passage is a dead end. And as you can see, that passage can also be used to get to the executive safes. And on the floor from the server room B, we can enter this vent and go all the way to the end to find the security room. We could see Eden behind the wall. In here, as usual, we can pick up all the loot. We can also hack the security computer.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
And turn off the outer camera for a wing of the executive safes. Robots and turrets we cannot touch. The door is already open, no need to touch it either. And lockers, if they were still buried, we could deploy them up if we needed to. Using smart vision, we can see a safe in the wall. So there is also this safe right here with some credits. And the safe in the wall, we already have the code. We got it up there in one of the pocket secretaries. Inside a bridge software and some credits. We also have the code for the safe in the security room on B-Wing. However, I'm not going there just yet because I have no access through here, but we'll return there later to open that safe. We still have to return here to check some of the safes we could not open yet. In total, 4 safes on A-Wing and 1 safe
So we've had our gold
and a security room
with these attacks
on
and
B-Wing.
the debacle. Prague is on the brink of economic
Other than that, there is only the corporate safes to explore, and the Palisade Property Bank is fully explored. So we are gonna hand episode 16 right here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, be sure to make them. And
Please see the receptionist.
if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos in this series. And once again, guys, thanks for watching.